Hey, we're back for a 5-minute quickie, and this one's completely off the cuff, but it's something I wanted to share because it's something that I think is really important to all of us. I love the thing of the act of gratitude, and we've talked about it before, where it gets a little bit by rote, and we always have our children or family and friends and blah 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 blah. But I wanted to use something that, you see, once we get our unconscious mind to have a habit, imagine having the habit of looking for beauty or looking for special things or things that we could be grateful for. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have that in the moment? I think it is awesome. And you see, once you start doing it, especially the way I want you to do it, it will become something where your unconscious mind begins to look for things of beauty, things that will just make you feel good, things that you will feel grateful for in the moment. And then at the end of the day, you can remind yourself of them, and then you can get that act of gratitude again. And I think when you do this, life will get so much more better for us, because we'll start to see beauty. We'll start to see wonderful, kind things in the world, things we want that makes us feel good. So how do you do that? Well, there's a special man. I've got to look down here because I've got it on my Kindle, and it's a guy called Matthew Dix, and he wrote a book called Storyworthy. And as I'm reading that, he was telling about homework for life. And it was homework for life, which is not the best title, because homework, we always regress back to our childhood and homework and things like that. But this is slightly different. And this was, I say that a bit more clearly, this was for storytelling. And I thought we could use this for just feeling good and noticing good things in the world. So what you do is, you make sure that when you see something good in the world, you make a note of it. Now, some people used to think, well, I'll wait till the evening and then I'll go through the day and go, I'll look up here and I'll look up here, get our remembering brains going and go, can I remember the nice things that happened? And maybe you can. And when you do, it may spill out into other things. But here's the thing. If you get one of these, a tiny, tiny book, it looks big on this, it looks bigger than my head, but it's tiny, tiny, tiny. Or you get something like these, which are tiny, tiny little cards. You can put them in your pocket. You can put each one in your pocket. Phones are okay, but this is, I think, better because you're writing them down by hand. And when you write a little note, I just seen this. It was wonderful. And do a little drawing maybe beside it. Just a little symbol that will go with it. Because here's the trick, you see. Once you start doing that, one thing, you get into the habit of writing these things down, then your unconscious mind goes, this is a good feeling. I'm going to start looking for things for you to make notes for. And then you make the notes and get a good feeling, and your unconscious mind goes, this is a good thing. I'm going to find even more things for you to feel good about and make notes about. And then what happens, because you've done it in your own handwriting, you've had to think about it. You had an internal voice telling you what to write. Then you had to write it down and read your writing. So you're getting in all sorts of modalities. You're seeing it in your head, you're hearing the internal voice, you're writing, you're looking. And that little doodle, as it were, that symbol, will suddenly become an anchor to that one thing. And then so when you come home at night, you empty your pockets, or you look at your book, or you get those cards out, and you go, that was a wonderful one. This is even better than the last one. And then you can do your act of gratitude. Or simply just look at those cards. You can see mine, little pictures. Well, you could if you're watching the video. And that little symbol just reminds me. And each day I could just flick through those cards, flick through the pages of that book and get reminded of not only today, but maybe a week ago, And just by looking at that symbol, that feeling is anchored back into me. The symbol is anchored to that feeling of how wonderful it was. So it could have been a thing of beauty. Just a flower maybe, or a tree or something, or a person just smiling. And you make a little note of it. Feels good. Then you have your act of gratitude in the evening. Or if you're doing it in the morning, you can look back for yesterday's. And it just works because your unconscious mind is going to start looking. It's got a thing called the reticular activating system up in here. And it will start looking for the things that make you feel good without you having to do anything. All you have to do is start the process day by day. So have those little cards on your hip, that little book in your hip, and just make a note there and then. Okay, if you have to, do it on your phone. Just take a little snapshot or a little typing in a notebook or whatever. And maybe just a little recording. But I do think writing it down is so much better because they're there. You can hold them. It makes you feel so much better. And it really does. I guarantee you, I don't give many Cluffy, this is a Cluffy guarantee. You do this every day. After a few days, you will start to feel better because you start to notice the good things, the beautiful things, the wonderful things in life. And you'll start to ignore, not hear, not see the things which don't live up to that. They'll start going away and your peripheral vision will start picking up all the wonderful things. Yeah. Wouldn't that be good? That's your 5-minute quickie, something to muse upon. You might have to listen again to say, what was he talking about? But the question to you is, would you like to see and feel the beauty of the world? The good things that are around here that make you feel good every day? I know the answer because there is only one answer, isn't there? And all it takes is to make a note and then read it and live it again. There you go. That's a 5-minute quickie. Not just a muse. It's a something to do and then feel. Please do share this with anybody because let's have everybody feeling the beauty, because when you get that inside, you want to do good things. You want to be part of that. And it'll make a difference to you, to the people around you, and little old planet Earth, which is the total ecology of everything. There you go. Do share. Have fun. Have more fun than you can stand. Really feel that gratitude of the wonders of the world and fly. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, welcome to the 5-minute quickie. And if you're new here, just a little explanation what a 5-minute quickie podcast is with the Personal Development Unplugged podcast. But it's basically me just musing and hopefully getting you to muse, to think. Think about different things just over, say, 5 minutes, and maybe you'll take them away. Those thoughts, develop them, and maybe we can develop them together in a longer podcast. Sometimes they'll be, well, they're never 5 minutes, I'll tell you that now, or very rarely. There may even be a little process there, I don't know, but it's things that I've come across, read, heard, and just something I want to share with you. Just to think and to probe and get ourselves in a way that we can just keep striving to be that little bit different, a little bit better, so we can be the change we want to see in others and be the change we want to be in ourselves. Just a thought. Just becoming aware of maybe what is new, what we can do. When we start thinking of things like that, I believe it means we start to create those things as well. Because you have a feeling. the feeling that those thoughts generate, and that feeling will, I think, resonate into action and results. Anyway, that's a quick roundup intro of the 5 Minute Quickie.